So it's not sewn, so you're not washing someone. And it's like bringing out some wet clothes kind of thing. So you need action. So direct or indirect?
Direct. I think. I'd say direct.
Yeah, you can go with whatever your interpretation of it is. So what do you think? Light or heavy? Sudden or sustained?
Sustained.
Flexible.
Flexible.
Cool. You go. You're bringing action with your hands first of all, and then using your body. Cool. Right. Oh. There you go. Now there's a dabbing. So, what? Okay, we had a bit of a confusion what dabbing actually was last week because Tony had a different idea. What do you think of dabbing? If you think of it as like that, would you agree?
Well,
Yes.
Did we say like
This was dabbing,
Yeah.
but
like
we decided
getting jam off your
They just make more mess.
Yeah. Okay, so is it direct or indirect?
direct.
Light or heavy?
Like,
Yeah.
depends how big the stain.
Yeah. Sudden or sustained?
Sustained.
Ooh, flexible or rigid?
Flexible.
Okay. I'm about to carry on, but don't stop that now. Okay, next group. Cool. Slashing. Okay. What do you think it is? Direct or indirect?
Direct.
Light or heavy? Heavy. Sudden or sustained?
Sudden.
Flexible or rigid? Cool. Go slash away. It's not having a week, by the way. We're all kicking each other, so okay, next group. This one is gliding. It'll be a bit difficult on carpet, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so is it direct or indirect?
Indirect. Did we say this one was direct?
Oh yeah,
Don't spoil it.
So light or heavy?
Light.
Sun or sustained?
Sustained.
Flexible or rigid? Whatever you feel like, right. Glide away. Not just use parts of your body. Lovely. Right. Next group. Two more, don't worry, two more. Punching. Okay, right. Direct or indirect?
Direct.
Light or heavy?
Heavy.
Sudden or sustained?
Sudden.
Flexible or rigid?
Rigid.
Beautiful. Okay. Punch people. So can you use your knee, maybe? I know that's moving someone, but okay, right, last one. Last one. Floating. Okay. Direct or indirect?
Indirect.
Light or heavy?
Light.
Sudden or sustained?
Sustained.
Flexible or rigid?
Flexible.
Light or light?
Seaweed in the breeze.
Right. Stop. Okay. Can I ask you guys what you think the point of that exercise is?
Get your bodies moving.
Yeah, get you warmed up and stuff. What about in terms of monologues?
It helps you kind of put an action to a feeling, if need be.
Yeah. Cool, right. Next people.
So we're going to kind of expand on what we just did so it kind of makes more sense. So Ellie mentioned how it can be used to kind of help with monologues. And the exercise we did towards that was putting these efforts in a bit of monologue, so it had a physical action to the way that line kind of the feeling of it. So, do you want it or do you know it?
I'll just have it.
Yeah. So I'm going to get Alice to read out just a little bit of a monologue, Phoebe's monologue.
Phoebe from As You Like It. If I can find where I'm supposed to be from.
Oh yeah. I'm good.
Yeah. There be some women, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? He said mine eyes were black, and my hair black, and now I remembered scorned at me. I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Omittance is no quittance. I'll write to him a very taunting letter.
Right. So what I'm going to do now is, instead of Alice saying what she thinks, I'm going to direct. So it's kind of an exercise for the director more than the actor, per se. So, from the beginning, there be some women, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did. We said that that was kind of like, almost like a pressing, kind of pushing action to kind of say, this is kind of what, because it's dabbing kind of to make, to say how it's like the start of this whole thing of, oh, do I love him, do I not? I'm not going to let you know kind of thing. So it's kind of an easing way into it. To fall in love with him, but for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. We said was like a flicking, because it's kind of, she's flicking it off, well, I may love him, or I may not. And then, I have more cause to hate him than to love him. We said that was a slashing. For what he did to chide at me. What did we say that was?
Like a glide.
Yeah.
She's kind of
wondering about what he
in
said.
her own little head.
Yeah. He said mine eyes were black and my hair black. That's slashing again, because she suddenly realised actually he said some pretty horrible things. And now I'm remembered scorned at me. The word scorned is very much like a punching action. I marvel I answered what again? That's floating, gliding. She's like, actually, why didn't I stick up for myself? But that's all one. Admittance is no quittance. Again, she's flicking it off. And then I'll write to him a very taunting letter. Taunting reminded me of the word like a ringing kind of action. And thou shalt bear it, wilt thou, Sylvius, is very much pushing it, because she's pushing the issue onto him. So, I'm going to ask Alice to do that all with the efforts. Yeah, obviously in class we had a lot more time, so we're going through it very quickly. To do it with the efforts. So it will make sense now.
There be some women, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. Yet for my part I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? He said mine eyes were black, and my hair black, and now I remembered scorned at me. I marvel why I answered not again. But that's all one. Omittance is no quittance. I'll write to him a very taunting letter.